Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, August 15th, 2015. After the few busy days we've had for fire weather impacts, we're expecting a calmer weekend and into the first part of next week. There really are no significant impacts expected for fire weather in the next few days. Yesterday was a very active day for lightning, especially across central and southern Idaho and over portions of northeast Nevada and northwest Utah. Most of these storms were accompanied by some precipitation, but a few of the storms were on the drier side, especially over the central Idaho mountains. Shown here is the percent of normal precipitation for the past 7 days on the left and the past 14 days on the right. There are a few big winners in the precipitation here, especially over northern and central Nevada and portions of central and eastern Idaho. But western and central Idaho have been very dry for quite a while, and that's where we're seeing our fire activity. Yesterday's fire activity was scattered across much of the geographic area, but the larger fires were located over south central Idaho, and we had a few new and emerging fires over the central Idaho mountains. This morning's water vapor imagery shows that low pressure has moved through the northern Rockies and up into Canada, and it brought a pretty strong cold front through Idaho. Temperatures are already about 20 degrees cooler than they were this time yesterday, and we'll see that cool trend continue into the first part of next week. This dry westerly flow will remain in place through the weekend. Significant fire potential remains somewhat high over western Idaho, as the air mass is still on the dry side and no significant relief is expected up there. Temperatures are much cooler across the north, with highs in the mid-80s in Boise. Further south, especially over far southern Nevada, temperatures are quite warm, with near records possible this weekend. Mostly sunny skies are expected across the north and west, with just some lingering thunderstorms over the mountains of central and eastern Utah. On Sunday, the dry westerly flow will continue across the geographic area, with generally sunny skies, fairly light winds, and near normal to slightly below normal temperatures across the north, with above normal temperatures across the south. Highs will stay in the upper 80s across the north, with triple digits across the south. Thunderstorms will become even more isolated on Sunday and limited to just the higher elevations of central and eastern Utah. On Monday into Tuesday, another trough drops out of the northern Rockies, bringing another shot of northwest flow and some cooler temperatures to northern and eastern portions of the Great Basin. The air mass will still remain dry, with the bulk of the precipitation and moisture remaining to the east. The overall temperature trend continues into Monday with very low relative humidities across the geographic area. This is quite a dry air mass expected through the first part of next week. On Tuesday, continued dry northwest flow will remain across the area, keeping temperatures somewhat moderated. On Wednesday, the ridge quickly builds into the Great Basin. We'll see some increasing temperatures, but a continued sunny and dry overall weather pattern. More of the same is expected on Thursday and even into Friday, as we begin to see another little trough move into the northwest and northern Rockies. Of the next 7 days, it's really just today that we're looking for any measurable precipitation over the central Utah mountains. After today, things really dry out, and we'll see an extended dry period across the Great Basin. Fire danger remains quite high across the Payette and Boise National Forests, where we're seeing the bulk of our fire activity. Fire danger trends will be on the increase across Utah and Nevada over the next few days as the air mass dries out and there are some very warm temperatures across the south. The extended forecast for the third week of August is calling for a generally warm and dry pattern across much of the geographic area. There really is no significant precipitation expected through this time period. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.